once again. Anyway, we are back in Lagos, where it's time now for stories that are trending now, and Olamide Odekunle is standing by.
Good morning, team. How are you doing today?
Very well.
Pumped up, ready for you. Good morning.
I've got some juicy gossip or news stories, I should say.
Let's
Take it away. Good morning, Nigeria. I always say that TVC has a finger on the pulse and our eyes constantly on Nigerian streets. If it's a trending story, we're going to bring it on here and have some quality dialogue about it. In our first story, a viral video showing a long queue of National Youth Service Corps members allegedly lining up for akara and pap has stirred online conversation. People are talking about the treatment and the welfare of Nigerian youth in NYSC camp. Now, this footage was reportedly taken at an NYSC orientation camp, and it captures dozens of Corps members standing in line for what appears to be a basic meal. And this is a scene that many people online have described as both humbling and alarming. Now, some people are saying that it's typical camp life, while other people are saying that it's a symptom of deeper issues. Is the rising cost of living, inadequate support structures for young Nigerians, and the broader economic strain pushing even the educated and employed youth into survival mode? I mean, back in my day, we're going to Mami markets, we're big boys and girls. So to see people lining up for akara and pap is one thing. But I will say that once upon a time, the NYSC was seen as a symbol of patriotism. And these days, it almost seems like a rite of passage, endurance. You go through that year, and it really shouldn't be so. But then on the other hand, if NYSC did not feed these Corps members, it would be a completely different problem. So I'm kind of torn here. But let's take a look at social media. I'm going to take 2 tweets on this. Safety Cabal says, what is this person expecting? Rush the food without organizing and cause stampede. Big boys go to Mami Market and bounce NYSC food. Sorry, you. And Osage says, welcome to Nigerian social media where everyone is a millionaire. Almost everyone is claiming they didn't eat camp food. Who were those that were queuing with me at NYSC camp in Mangu, Plateau State for food? Classism is a very big problem in Nigeria. I mean, abroad, no one is embarrassed to queue for food or for school lunches, in quote. But in our next story, let's move on. Just 2 weeks after a viral incident where Chinese nationals were criticized for handing out cash to Nigerian police officers, another controversial video has surfaced. This time, it shows Chinese foreign nationals spraying Naira notes at what appears to be a mining site. Now, although the exact location of this incident is not known, the footage has, of course, raised valid concern about the conduct of some foreign nationals operating in Nigeria and their apparent disregard for our local laws and our cultural sensitivities. People are questioning whether these acts reflect a deeper issue, this perception that in a developing country like Nigeria, there's weak and their decorum is optional and there's weak laws in our country. And this act also violates Nigeria's currency handling laws, which prohibit the abuse or defacing of the Naira. We've seen many Nigerian celebrities and top figures, be arraigned by the EFCC for defacing the Naira. And so I think that this same standard should rightly be applied to Nigerian nationals. And China is one of the biggest investors in Africa's mining sector, and they faced many concerns about this in terms of the environmental damages that mining brings, as well as labor practices, child labor practices. So the optics of this, to be spraying money while these Africans who are working on these mining sites are scrambling for cash, the optics for this don't speak very well on these relations. But let's take a look at 2 tweets concerning this. OK says, Dear Inibehe F. Young, on behalf of well-meaning Nigerians, I would like you to write a petition to EFCC against those Chinese nationals for the abuse of our Naira. They are making mockery of Nigeria on Chinese social media platforms, and such can never happen in China. I'll take a look at one more tweet. King Premier says, these clowns live very average lives in their countries and come to Africa and feel like they're kings because of the white skin privilege. This is very interesting, team. I mean, Chinese culture is known to be very, very conservative. So why this shift suddenly when they come to Nigeria, this ostentatious spraying of money, while we, the laboring Africans, scramble?
Well, so when you're in Rome, behave like the Romans. Maybe they learned the spraying in seeing Nigerian parties. But let us go a little bit further. That's just on the lighter side. The first man that was caught on camera distributing money to policemen, was he arrested? Well, we heard that the policemen had some disciplinary measures meted against them. But what about the man that was giving them the money? If that guy wasn't arrested, you're encouraging this kind of stuff, you know? And for youth, the youth corpers, maybe we should just give akara and pap the better name, you know, bean cake and corn pudding, you know, something like that. But that is very normal camp life. Everybody, I believe, everybody that had ever served in Nigeria had gone through that. So nothing big about it.
All right, to the matter of the Chinese nationals bringing the money. First of all, the investigation would be, what is he doing at the mining site? Does he have the required papers to mine at that site? And who took him there for the spraying of the monies, like Etuma said? Of course, they would have learned that from politicians, perhaps celebrities who throw monies at people on the road and on the streets. These videos are on social media and these people see it. It goes to show that whatever we are doing, if we do not want people to do same to us, perhaps foreigners to do that kind of thing that we feel is demeaning, then we shouldn't do them and put them on social media. That should be the lesson for us. Talking about the camp life, I wonder if they are trying to manage the situation and the people there. We saw a long line of persons. We are trying to avoid a stampede for people to not rush. And if you've been to camp, you should understand that that's the life there. So what else do you expect? I think that we try to make a molehill out of nothing, really. We just want to make noise about issues. It is not demeaning anyone. People are there on the queue because they need to be orderly, and that's what it is.
Olamide, I tell you, if they bring Coco and Kose to TVC, I'll line up. Thank God I'm short. I'll be the first one. I'll be the first one on the list.
Especially if the akara is hot. I'm lining up.
I don't see any problem with that. I feel like where is our humility? Sometimes we just pick something and we try to make it look like a big deal. It's not a big deal. They needed to line up, or do they want them to fall inside the altar, you know, Coco akara? So with that one, I feel like if you go to, I've not gone to camp in Nigeria, but I know how camp life is. You know, even in Ghana, there are stuff like that you have to line up, but that's for Wache, not for Coco. But yeah, moving on, let's talk about the Chinese people. I think it's high time we start suing them because it seems like they have a lot of money to, you know, to spare. The first one that did it with the police, I don't know what happened to him, but I feel like if that one was arrested, it would teach them a lesson. And if they continue, because they cannot do this in their hometowns, so if they continue, we should sue them.
So I should start with the Chinese person too, because these guys are beginning to, you know, flaunt affluence, you know, in our faces. Looks like they're making a whole lot of money, you know, from among us, and they still tend to like flash it on our faces. It is very bad. So they need to do proper investigation as to what he's doing in the mining site. Is it making legitimate money? Because it's now everything is appearing to me like Blood Diamond. You know, that movie Blood Diamond. You know, where, you know, a whole lot of shady bad things happen there. So we need to do proper investigation because some of them would be the machination against the peace and tranquility of our country, talk about terrorism and all of that. So they need to take a decisive action on that. I've been to Camp Life, and when I saw the video, it reminded me of when I was on NYSA camp. I enjoyed it. I queued. At first week, I was happy. I had money. I was bouncing myself to Mami Water. I mean, Mami.
Right.
Sorry, Mami Market. I meant to say Mami Market. And well, there was no river close to there, so I wouldn't say Mami Water. That's just a slip. So, you know, went to Mami Market. And after money finished, man, I had to go queue and, you know, queued for nice hot yam and fried egg. So it's just camp life. You know, you see that in military, you see that everywhere. And Olamide, I think I disagree with you that you don't see that abroad. No. With the rise of food bank, you see it in France, you see it in the UK, you see it in the US. During COVID-19, you see it
I said that you would see it abroad. I said that people abroad don't mind lining up.
Oh, yeah. Okay, God bless you for that.
It's for orderliness.
Right.
Yes. We don't like really joining queues in Nigeria, so this is a step towards
progress.
progress.
Everyone wants to cut corners. Yeah.